Hey there, Flo here. Another random live stream. Today I'm just going to cut some wood. It's not going to be very interesting. I just figured I have to do it anyway, and I like doing IRL streams of any type, really, so I just decided I'll throw my camera on while I'm doing that, so I will be outside in just a second here. Oh, and I just noticed apparently I didn't set up Beam ever since I switched to Linux, so the last 3 or 4 streams haven't been going out to Beam, I'm assuming, which, oh well, not intentional, I just forgot to add it to my list somehow. That should be going now. I just actually started the stream, and that's why there was a long delay, because I was noticing that it wasn't live there, so now it is, I think. But yeah, so I think we're ready. Oh, I'm streaming in a different way today. I changed all my settings again. With that massive lag I was having last stream, I just wanted to see if there's anything I could do. It might just have needed to give OBS a reset, and that's all it was. But I'm actually streaming on GPU today, which normally I stream on CPU for reasons. I just have my reasons, but on Linux I'm gonna try GPU. So yeah, OBS might just completely crash all of a sudden. It's definitely a possibility. I think the reason I was switching to CPU is because I actually saw OBS just die a couple times, and I don't know what caused it, but that was one of the changes I made. Anyway, so we're going to try GPU today. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Linux is not as good as Windows for drivers on video cards, but we'll just play it by ear. All right, I'm going to head out. Got through all the boring technical descriptions, and I think I'm set up outside. Let me check. There we go. I don't know about the angle. Just do the best I can. I could switch it to the wide angle camera possibly. Might give a little better view. Anyway, when I get out there I will decide what to do. Hopefully the audio is okay too. So this is my secondary IRL setup. I guess I'm not done with the technical boring descriptions. I can stream 2 different ways. IRL, I can either stream through my PC if I'm at home, or I can actually do it remotely too, but I don't really like to anymore. But I'm at home, so I can just use the Wi-Fi and connect that way when I'm outside, which is what I'm doing today. But also I can stream through IRL Pro, which is kind of my preferred method for IRL streaming, just because I think the video signal is a little bit more stable with RTMP than it is with Video Ninja stuff when you're on the go. Alright, so let's see, I need a chair or something. Put my chat phone over. And a drink, I guess. So it snowed quite a bit this year. There's a decent amount still out here, though it's getting more manageable, I guess. I don't think we're gonna get like a ton more snow, but who am I to say? I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of mid February and probably past the worst of it, but I don't know actually. Yeah, what is the chances of that? Like I can't put both my cup and this on the chair. Actually, the chair is not flat. That's the problem. I guess I could just put my drink over here. Probably put the chat over there too, really. Alright, I'm gonna try getting into wide angle on my phone here because I don't think we'll be able to see much as it is. There's really nothing to see anyway, but it's a little bit better, I think. Check, make sure it still looks okay on the stream. It's really cold. It's not as cold as it has been though. It's been like way below freezing lately. Yeah, that'll be fine. I think next week it's supposed to get up into the 40s, so or maybe even later this week, I don't know. Around a week from now, it's supposed to get up into the 40s, so that'll be a nice break from this cold. I know that, well, depending on if you're a Celsius or a Fahrenheit person, that may or may not have any meaning, and some people would say 40 is still really cold, but not when it's been below zero. Alright, so I just need to... Actually, first thing I'm going to grab first thing, I'm going to cut some steps in this ramp of snow that I'm walking up because I try to avoid injuries. I need to grab that pretty heavy wood splitter, bring it over here so I don't slip. Just cut some steps in this ramp of ice over here. You can't really see, but it's okay. So I did make it to church yesterday, like I was talking about. That was cool. That was nice. Of course, I'm not very outgoing, so I did talk to a couple people, but not for very long. It takes me a while to feel confident to like just jibber jabber with random people. I usually kind of sit in the corner. Once I'm part of the community though, like I've been there for some months, I'll talk to, everybody and stuff, but it takes me a while. So I just have a manual splitter. I don't have a gas powered or electric thing, so a little bit of effort involved. It's not that bad though. I have a really bad back, so I pretty much avoid using the axe. I know that was on my intro image, but mostly going to be using the wood splitter. Just better, easier on my back. Occasionally I have like logs that are too short to split, and so I might have to use the axe on a couple of things. Alright, let me make sure this is working. Oh, it's cold. I'll warm up though, like I have a much warmer coat, but like whenever I use that when I'm doing this kind of work, I get super sweaty, so I think I'll warm up with this one once I start moving stuff around. Oh, there's been a deer over here. Got some droppings. Oh, Oh man, this tarp is not covering the wood very well somehow. I wonder if the deer altered its position. Is it? Last time I was over here, I covered it pretty well. Possible the deer actually like laid down right here and kind of moved the tarp. See the tracks. The tracks are like following the same line that I am taking. Some good rowing exercise in here, or the opposite of rowing. I don't know what this is called. I'm gonna cut quite a bit because I didn't do a lot last time I did this. Maybe about not quite a week ago, or about a week ago, and I already ran out, so I'm going to try to max out my capacity, fill up that, I shouldn't have my phone there. Actually, these pieces could fly over there. Try to max out that wood cabinet that I made, firewood cabinet. Crazy how much these launch off of there. Ton of pressure. These are pretty short, this one especially. I'm not sure if that'll split, but I'll give it a try. It's just on the border. Actually, I have this little board that I sometimes use for the shorter ones. Be nice to have a cylinder, you know, about the same size as the log that's maybe 6 inches long. I don't have anything like that, but like a metal cylinder would be cool. I can't go much further than this because those kind of holders, the metal holders on the side, if I push this board against it, it won't go any further, so I can only use this board if it's just the right length. You can see these things right here that's hit up against that. That's why some kind of cylinder that I could put in there would be nice. What I could do at some point is like chop a piece off of one of these rounds And just save it for situations like this. I've thought about doing that, I just haven't ever done it. And this one's so small. When they're so small like this, I'm just like, just cut it. Doesn't even take that much pressure when they're little like this. One more on that one. These long ones, even though that's not like super thick, just because it's so long, it's really hard to chop those. It's not impossible or anything, but some of them are basically impossible to cut with an axe because they have so many knots and branch things going through them. For me, it's not an issue of pride anymore. I don't need to prove anything to anybody, so I'd just rather save my back. Hurts my shoulders too. carrying some in after this because I don't really have anywhere to stack them. I don't really like stacking them on the snow because they get all wet and then they're not as easy to get started. Normally I just take a big old stack, but I'm gonna try to spare my arms today. Plus my microphone is kind of where I need to lean them up if I'm gonna take a bigger stack in. I'm actually using that rolling cart that I made inside with the fire ring inside of it. Firewood ring, whatever you call it. Since it's on wheels, I can roll it up right next to the door, which is kind of handy. I don't normally do that. I don't bother to roll it around. I just kind of walk in there every time, but today I am doing it the proper way. This will be nice. I'll have wood for like a whole week, week and a half, 10 days, something like that. And if it starts warming up, I won't need to keep the fire going all day long like pretty much I have been. It's going through firewood really fast. I'll probably have enough for 2 weeks if I do as much as I'm thinking I might today, because I'm gonna probably fill up the firewood cabinet outside in addition to the thing inside. Who knows, this might be the last time I need to cut wood for the winter season. That would be nice. I doubt it though. I think it'll still be cold in March and April maybe. I can tolerate cold better than most though. Like whenever my parents come over, they really need it a lot warmer than I can tolerate. You know, if it's down to 55 or something inside, then I start feeling a little bit cold, but I don't keep it up to like 70 by any means. A lot of people like gotta have 70 or 75 room temperature. I almost never have it that hot in where I'm living, because you'd have to just have a constant blazing fire, and then it would get too hot. It would get up to like 80 or 85. So you can't really regulate it that accurately. Plus, I like to sleep in the cold. I sleep better. All right, just 17 more stacks like that, and I'm ready. Today, when I woke up, I didn't even really feel that cold. It was probably 50 or something. I don't remember. Inside, I'm talking, not like outside, but it was probably 50 inside. And to me, that actually felt kind of warm because I've been used to it getting into the 40s inside overnight because I don't stay up all night just to keep a fire going. So when it was like below 0 temperatures outside, it got to like 40 something inside. It was pretty crazy. Not too many people would be happy about living in a place that's 45 degrees or something. It doesn't usually get that cold, but that was exceptional. Alright, this has that weird cut in it, so I can't really... I mean, I probably could put this in there, but it's kind of awkward, so I'll just chop these ones. It's going to be awkward to chop even. If I hit it wrong, it could kind of fly off to the side. It's probably small enough. I could just burn that one as is. Normally I don't talk to myself this much when I'm just doing stuff. And that's what live streaming does to you though. It's like, hey, just in case somebody's watching, better say something. This one is pretty icy. I don't know if I'll be able to get this going easily. These are pretty short. A little bit rotten nose, so it's pretty easy to split. Probably could have chopped this one pretty easy. It's really wet. I don't think this one's going to burn very well. Doesn't really feel like this should be hard work, but it is. Just kind of collectively wears on you after not very long. It's all the lifting and bending and pushing. That's why I don't like to do the axe cutting anymore, because if I did that, it would be much worse. Normally I would use a wheelbarrow, but the wheelbarrow is basically encased in ice. I was gone for Christmas time, and that's when a lot of the snow came down and it just kind of covered everything, and then it froze solid. So I just have to carry everything. I could get it out if I wanted to, but the wheels wouldn't roll on this snow very well anyway, so I kind of figured it's not really worth it. Using the climbing stance quite a bit that I learned in jiu-jitsu. I took a very short jiu-jitsu class when I was younger. One of the stances we learned was foot forward, knee over your toe, back foot out at an angle like this. Like this. I don't remember where you put your hands, something like this. But it works really good for cutting wood, as it turns out. It's also good for climbing, ironically, or not so ironically. It's called the climbing stance. Alright, that's good. Take inside, probably one more stack like this, and I'll have the thing inside filled up, and then I'll start doing the thing outside. Maybe two more. I'm about a third filled right now, something like that. Actually, yeah, about a third. Probably get it up to half when bringing this stuff in. By the way, I have no idea where Flo is. The little version of me, the little yarn guy. Been looking for him. I was gonna make a thumbnail for this stream today. Couldn't find him, so I used the monkey guy instead. Hopefully he'll turn up somewhere. Otherwise, I guess I'll be the monkey dude streamer from now on. I think Flo should be around somewhere. I don't remember a circumstance where I could have lost him permanently, but it's always possible. I take him on a lot of my hikes and stuff to get the thumbnail pictures. So he could just fall out of my backpack anytime. Try to be careful, but you never know. I've lost track of him a couple times before, so it might turn up. Yeah, it's almost 2/3, between half and 2/3, so probably 1.5 more piles like that will fill up inside, and then I need to do at least all that much again for the outdoor thing. And if I get too tired and we're just like, that's good enough, I might not do all of that today. That's usually how I feel. Like last time I did it, I didn't cut that much. It was just enough for like about a week. I don't remember exactly, but it kind of went pretty quick because that was the week where it was really cold. Sun's out though, that's pretty cool. Sounds like a coyote. I don't usually hear him during the day like that. I was trying to use the Video Ninja native app on my phone today when I was setting up, and I couldn't get my portable wireless mic thing to work with it. I don't remember if I've tried that since I got this wireless mic, but it doesn't work. So I had to use the browser version, which it works fine in the browser, but it's kind of weird that the native app would be worse for some reason. But I like the video features, at least sometimes, of the native app a little bit better. It looks a little bit smoother. I don't know if the compression's better or something. It just seems to look a little better, but I couldn't get it to work with the audio, so I gave up. Technically, I can patch my audio in a different way, so I could use the Video Ninja for the video feed and then patch my audio in some other way, but it's just not worth the hassle. I like being able to come, I'm all the way over here and can still hear me just fine. theoretically, as long as Linux isn't roboting my voice. That could be a normal dog, but man, it doesn't sound like a dog to me. There are sometimes dogs act like wolves and coyotes, just especially if they grow up around the wolves and coyotes, they'll imitate some of their behaviors. But usually when I hear that yapping, like a hyena kind of a thing, it's typically a coyote. Maybe it got stuck somewhere. It's like hung up in a barbed wire fence, or because usually you'd just hear it for a second and then it would pass on. Could be a dog though. Whoa, it's really icy right here. Last couple times I've done this chore, I've been wearing my spikes, but I kind of figured I could manage today, but I almost slipped there. Well, I did slip, but it almost fell over, I guess. Well, that's weird. Feels like that one's not doing anything. check my stream, because what if OBS crashed like I was talking about earlier, then I'd be talking to myself for no good reason. Well, looks like we're still alive as far as I can tell. Let me check some platformery or platform roonies. Yeah, I think we're good. Oh, but Mate is talking and I didn't see him. That's weird. That's what I was kind of worried about, is that chat wasn't working. Yeah, sorry about that, Mate. You're probably gone by now, but... Whew. Let me, I don't know why that would be the case. Let me see if I can figure that out. Oh, huh, that's funny. That's terrible. So I just didn't turn the social stream plugin on. Still here, don't mind talking to no one either, it's fine. Yeah, that's what I do most of the time. Although you've been here quite a bit recently, but normally I don't have too many people here. Oh, Ned Jones on Kick, sorry about that, you're probably long gone too. Sorry about that, everybody. The one time I get somebody in chat and I'm not here to respond. Oh well, I'm pretty boring to talk to anyway, so you're not missing out on much. Let's see, any other platforms that I missed out on? Probably not. Oh, we got XXNGO over on Rumble. Sorry about that. Missed you too. Well, the one day I get like thousands of people in my chat and I forget to turn my chat on. It's just Murphy's Law. Let me see if it works now. The reason it's not working though is because it's still not working. I don't understand why. That's lovely. Oh, so annoying. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. So I switched to a different browser, and that it must have something to do with that setup. That's not... Oh, I know exactly why it's not working. Really dumb. Not only did I forget to turn it on, I forgot to put my ID key in the thing. What app are you using to mobile stream? I'm using Video Ninja, which isn't really an app to mobile stream. It's a way to have a wireless camera into your computer. So I'm on Wi-Fi outside using video.ninja to send a feed from my phone to the computer inside. Yeah, I switched browsers and I had to reload all the plugins and extensions and all the stuff, and I forgot to do some key steps in the process. Normally though, if I'm like really out and about, like when I'm hiking and stuff, I can actually use Video Ninja for that too, but I find the video signal looks a little bit better when I use IRL Pro. Oh man, that's annoying. Sorry, I'll eventually get this. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. I don't like the B map at all. I've seen I've seen all of the things that can go wrong with Gives a Minute stream, and I don't want that. Okay. They're getting there though. Like they'll eventually get there, but right now it's not good enough. Okay. I'm streaming on Beam, but I don't want to use the multi-streaming until I see they iron out the issues, because it'll just randomly drop. That's not even true though. He's actually extremely intelligent. He's just not like a massive tech nerd. Nah, I'd absolutely 100% disagree with you. I watch him more than you do. He's got tech that puts you and me to shame. He has stuff that even like, what's his name? Chill Outdoors would have been drooling over. He's like top of the line stuff. He's got nah, I mean that's just a wrong analysis. There's certain things that he's not. Yeah, but I mean he's got like tech up the wazoo. He's doing stuff that I think nobody in the entire world is doing. So it's definitely not true that he's tech illiterate. I know what you're saying though, like he's not like into the like programming and stuff like I am, but as far as tech goes, he's legit. Let's see. It's just streaming in general. If something can go wrong, it will. Like look what happened to me today. Like I know what I'm doing, but that doesn't mean that things are gonna work, you know? It's so easy to make a mistake. All right, there we go. I think we're up and running. I don't know if all the platforms are going, but it should be going. Got my text to speech. Yeah, the only thing, Gives a Minute has like, I don't know where he gets his budget for streaming, but he's just like buying all the latest tech gear that I wish I had money for, but I can't afford all that crazy stuff that he has. I pretty much stream on a shoestring. Like everything you see that I have is just bare bones, really cheap gear with a couple exceptions. Like this microphone was about $90. So some people might think that's expensive, but compared to a Rode mic, which is $300, or a DJI, it's a lot cheaper, but it's basically just as good. It's about the same thing. Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. He's not quite as big on like programming and setup, but he gets it though. Like eventually he figures stuff out. He's a quick learner, or whatever you call it. Yeah, like historically, like back when I started back in 2019, everybody was saying how trash Macs were. And it's funny, I kind of enjoyed that period of time because I mean, I'm not like, I don't care what kind of technology people use, but the Apple people tend to be kind of arrogant. Not Gives, Gives is actually pretty humble in my opinion. He's willing to admit the truth, but most Mac users, like their platform is kind of like it's like their mom. Like you can't insult their mom without stirring up a fight, and it's kind of the same way with Macs and iPhones. So whenever they fail, I kind of giggle at least a little bit, just because it's funny. People that have a little bit too much faith in some tech company, like they can do no wrong, when in reality they just bought into the brainwashing marketing. That's all it is. The reason I'm splitting this one is I think it might be a little bit too short. It would probably be fine, but I don't mind doing a couple. Yeah, but back in 2019, everybody knew, even, like, doesn't matter how much you like Macs, everybody knew that Macs were trash for streaming. I think they've gotten better, but I think there are still some issues. Yeah, actually, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so that's the kind of stuff that people do. I'm not any good at it, so I would never enter into that stuff. That stuff is like backbreaking. I don't like it that much. But yeah, there's some. I've been to some festivals that are kind of centered around that kind of activity. It's fun to watch, but not something I would ever do. And whenever I do this, yeah, they don't have that kind of stuff where I live. It's more just, you know, chopping and using chainsaws and throwing axes and stuff. But I've watched a few of those competitions online and stuff, but I'm not really into watching stuff like that, but I've just happened to see it here and there. I need to take this stuff in. I'm running out of space to stack stuff here. I think I was in the middle of doing that when I noticed my stream wasn't working. I forgot that that's what I was doing. It should be good from now on though. I installed ungoogled Chromium on Linux, because there's some of my streaming stuff works better or might even require a Chrome based browser. And yeah, so I'm gonna try that out. One of the platforms I stream on now requires Chrome, and I don't know if Chromium will trick it into working or not, but I'm gonna try that. I should have done it this stream, but I kind of forgot. I was kind of hasty in my setup. Yeah, I use LibreWolf for Firefox, and I did use Vivaldi, but there were some issues I had with it. I used it for actually quite a long time, and then something weird changed about my streaming setup, and it just didn't work. So I switched away from it. And then I have Brave browser. I was using that for a while on Linux just because it was the easiest one to install. I didn't really want to mess around with something funky, but the other thing, because of that, what happened last time you were here, where OBS was like wigging out and getting super slow down. Because of that, I was sort of wondering. I mean, I still don't know what happened that stream. I don't have any way to know, but just in case it would help to have a leaner browser. Actually, surprisingly, when I searched ungoogled Chrome is one of the leaner options if you still want to use the Chromium type model, which some of the apps require it, unfortunately. Plus it's fairly secure. It's, you know, they got rid of all the Google aspects of it, so there's no tracking bots built in and stuff like that. We'll try it. I don't know. I can't say negative or positive about it yet because I just installed it this morning. But I did look at the task manager and it uses less memory than Brave, so that's at least something, some benefit there. Alright, so I'm filled up inside. I'm going to start piling up inside. Nice. Yeah, I always get those words mixed up. I don't even know the difference half the time. Interchangeable as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, extension's probably the correct term. But whoop-de-doo, nobody cares. Yeah, I would love to get Starlink. That's one of the coolest things that gives, and it has just being able to go anywhere and have a solid signal. Problem is, even with the Starlink Mini, which he just recently got, I don't know how small it is, but I don't think it's like so small that you can just easily carry it all over the place, especially if you're like hiking like I do. I think you might have to have kind of a big backpack to carry it in or whatever, and I don't know. So I'm kind of dependent on cell signal wherever I go. If there's no cell signal, I can't live stream. Yeah, it seems like that's kind of what I was thinking too, but it might have some sort of plate thing, like a big signal plate that you have to have outside. I don't know. I don't remember. I looked at it at one time and it's too expensive. I can't afford it anyway, but someday if I ever have money again, I would consider it, especially if they keep improving it. Probably one of these days, though, they'll just like get rid of cell towers and just use Starlink altogether. That wouldn't surprise me a bit. With all the satellites he's putting up there. I kind of have mixed feelings about that. I don't really know what to think. But sometimes the most convenient technologies are also the ones that take away the most privacy and freedom. So. Yeah, I think I would do that too. It'd be cheaper. But the cell signal here is garbage. Like right here where I live, it's terrible. I considered that, but when I already knew that the cell signal was trash, so I kind of didn't stay on that idea very long. I don't know what's more efficient though. Both methods are pretty expensive. Like you either have to build thousands of towers all over the place, or you know, sending satellites up into space. I don't know which is less efficient. What kind of devices are you talking about though? Like what kind of signal do they receive? Because if it's based on the cell tower network, then it's not going to be any better than a cell phone, I wouldn't think. Like if you don't have a signal, you don't have a signal. Can't produce a signal where there is none. Yeah. See, that wouldn't really help anything if there's no cell signal in your area. Otherwise, yeah, it'd be cool not to have your cell phone on and charging all the time. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You can literally have something the size of it doesn't matter how big it is. If there's no signal to pick up, it can't boost a non-existent signal, you know what I mean? Let's see, that one's small enough to just not bother cutting that one. I have thought about getting one of those cell signal boosters though, like putting it on the roof or something, see if that helps. I think the signal is just so bad in this area that probably just about nothing is going to make much difference. Yeah, all I'm saying though is if there's no cell signal to begin with, you can't amplify something that doesn't exist. You're limited to the signal strength that's in your area. You can't create something from nothing. Which in this area, it's so bad that I don't think any kind of device would make any difference. Oh yeah, that would be cool. I was kind of in a rut of conversation just thinking about using it here, but yeah, for sure, for using it when you're out and about, that would be cool. If it could pick up a little bit better. I've seen those also, just the Wi-Fi. I mean, not Wi-Fi, but like cell routers basically. Instead of connecting via Wi-Fi, it's a cell connector that converts it to a Wi-Fi or whatever. I've never really had a situation where I've needed something like that. Even hotspotting with my phone, I just don't do it. Like I can do it, but I'm never like out somewhere where I need to like hook my laptop up to the internet, and I don't know, for some reason that scenario just doesn't happen in my life, so it's not really a piece, a missing piece in my puzzle. It's not something that I have need of. The other thing that's cool that Gibbs has is the Live View Solo, that you can have it connected to more than one cell network at the same time. Although I'm not really convinced, I haven't read up on it, but I don't know if it can like send out your encoding to more than one connection simultaneously, or if it just like checks to see which of the two it's that are connected is better and uses that one. I don't know how it works, but if it doesn't like use both cell signals, because you can put 2 SIM cards in it, if it doesn't use both of them simultaneously and then somehow combine the encoding on the other side, which I don't know how that would be possible, because you'd have 2 signals going to the same input, which doesn't really make sense. But anyway, if it doesn't do that, then it seems kind of pointless to me. But I think the thing that it does for you is it kind of gives you like a layer between your phone and your streaming platforms, so you can have like bitrate protection kind of stuff going on, and maybe even some scenes set up. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I always look for phones that still have the SD card slots. I can't stand the limited memory thing. Yeah. Samsung used to be like holding out longer than any of the other major companies, and they kept the microphone jack or headphone jack and the SD card longer than any of the other major companies, but I think they finally gave up and are doing what everybody else is doing now. I think I got the last one that has, or maybe they still have SD card slots, I don't know, but I know they don't have microphone jacks or headphone jacks on the latest models. I have the S23, which still has a SD card slot, and I'm not sure about the S24. I don't know if the S25 is out yet. It's either just came out or it probably will come out soon. I don't really know. The Samsungs are really good for live streaming now, generally speaking. Except for the fact that they got rid of the audio jack, which you can still hook adapters up to your USB-C and stuff, but it's kind of nice when it has a dedicated jack, because then you can still charge your phone with full voltage while you're using the audio separately. I used my S9 for a long time, and it was actually really good. And back when I started live streaming, if you did searches on like what's the best phone for live streaming, they actually said the S9 at that time was the best one. And I definitely can concur. Until my phone started losing its battery life and stuff, it was really good for the time that I was using it. And I have no real complaints about the S23. It's been pretty good as well. Oh, cool. Nice. And did it come that way, or did you like add some sort of hardware stuff to it? Oh. Getting close to being done, I think. I mean, I could do more, but as soon as I fill up this one side of the firewood cabinet over there, I probably won't do too much more. Maybe one or two more loads at the most. That's cool. How are they on like the general use stuff? Like it would be cool to have gadgets, but like if the cameras are crap, or the general processing and user experience, how is it on that? Just the general performance kind of stuff. Part of the draw with the Samsungs is that they have pretty good cameras and zoom, so I can zoom in 10 times when I'm live streaming and not lose any clarity because it's an actual optical lens, which is pretty cool. I don't really use it that much though, but I do occasionally on my hikes and stuff. Unfortunately, I'm using Visible network, which is awesome because it's unlimited bandwidth and it's incredibly cheap. Like $25 a month for unlimited. And it's truly unlimited. They don't like say unlimited and then cut you off. It's actually unlimited. 25 bucks a month. So I can live stream as much as I want. But one of the problems with Visible is you have to choose a phone that's compatible with their network, and they probably don't support some of those obscure brands. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, camera, the main reason I got a S23 Ultra is for the cameras, because I have a decent mirrorless camera that I like to use for my hiking photos, but I just got tired of carrying it around. I got tired of shooting in RAW and having to spend all the time developing the photos, so I thought, well, if I can trick myself into being happy enough with a phone camera, then I can maybe stop being so picky about photography. And I think it's kind of worked. I mean, I can definitely still get far better pictures if I shoot in RAW with my mirrorless camera, but I've grown used to the camera on my phone, and it's not amazing, but it's good enough most of the time. Plus, the longer I do it that way, the less I remember how good the mirrorless and SLR cameras were, so I just kind of assume it doesn't get any better, because I just try to, like I said, I try to trick myself. Try to forget how amazing the photos used to look. That way I can spend less time on stupid photography stuff that I don't really care about much anymore. It just takes too long to develop all the raw photos, and I'm like 15 years behind. Just I have hard drive full of ridiculous amounts of photos that I'll never do anything with, so I just started realizing there's more to life than sitting in a computer working on photos for days and days and days. It just feels like a waste of time. I always feel so bad when I do something stupid with my streaming technology like I did earlier, and it's like somebody was actually here being kind and saying nice things, funny things, and I missed the whole thing. It's like, I feel like such a jerk. But obviously it was a honest mistake, but I still hate it when that happens. It happens a lot too with IRL streaming because, I mean, if I showed how many steps I have to go through to get my stream going, especially on, 14 different platforms, it's just kind of crazy. I can't just like sit down and push start streaming like most people can. I wish it was that easy. I probably would have streamed more often over the years if I could just, push one button and everything just starts going. Yeah, I went through a little short phase of buying a bunch of junk on Temu. I think I'm over it. I haven't bought anything for a long time. And I kind of just lost interest. It just had that initial appeal where you're just amazed at what you could get for so little money. Went through that phase like everybody. But I don't really want to buy anything there anymore. It would have to be a certain situation. There's only certain kinds of products that I would look on there for anymore. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, I wonder what kind of technology it's using. I mean, technically I can already do that with Video Ninja, but yeah. I only have one PC anyway, so I wouldn't personally have a use for it, but like for people that are doing like people that are doing like really heavy gaming, it's really good to have a separate streaming rig. But I don't really do much gaming, so I would like to someday, upgrade my PC though. I bought it in like 2019, so it's a little bit behind the times. Most of the time it still runs pretty smoothly, but like what happened yesterday or whenever, that kind of stuff happens occasionally. And if I had the brand new stuff, it wouldn't do that, because like I don't really push my stream that hard. I do a little bit of experimentation with different technologies, but I don't have like a million layers on my screen or anything, so it doesn't take a supercomputer to keep my stream up. If I did gaming though, it would be very choppy, because I have a fair number of effects going on in Linux. Sometimes, like not on this. My IRL streams are intentionally pretty clean. I don't really have a lot of pointless layers floating around because I want people to be able to see what I'm doing. Probably the heaviest tasking scenes that I have are my piano. I don't know if that's alive or dead. It's like might be hibernating, I can't tell. The heaviest strain on my PC scenes that I have were when I was doing the piano streams. I had like tons of unnecessary effects going on back then. I don't know if I'll ever do a piano stream again, to be honest. That's kind of how I got my start in the live streaming community, and then I just got lazy and stopped doing it. And once you stop practicing, you kind of forget everything. It's not as much fun anymore. I almost never think about doing music stuff anymore. There's the neighborhood cat coming over for a visit. It's actually a really cool cat. I would love to have a, if I had any kind of cat, I would like one like that. Well, he decided I wasn't interesting enough. It looked like he was coming over here, but changed his mind. Yeah, it's funny. There's like mistakes that you can make on streaming like I did earlier, but other times like you have everything set up perfectly. Your connection's strong, everything's dialed in, and then it just goes out to lunch for no reason. I would put that robot voice that happened the other day in that category. Like, I didn't change anything. It was working, and then all of a sudden it was, I don't know, the audio driver went out to lunch, or I don't know what happened, but nothing that I could do. I mean, I fixed it, but like, there's nothing that I could have done to avoid that. You know, it kind of has a mind of its own. Getting pretty close to done here. I could probably call it good after this stack here, but it might be one or two more logs. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think this is going to be enough to last the rest of the winter. I'll probably have to do more, but and because of that, I'm not that worried about doing a crazy huge amount, because I can do more anytime. It's not like I can just do one or two logs to get me through a day or two. I don't have to do like these giant batches. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood. Like when you're kind of homesteading or living off the grid or whatever kind of thing. I'm not quite at that level. I'm not homesteading. I'm not off the grid, but I'm a lot more off than city people. Like I have to build fires. I have to hand wash my dishes. I have to hand wash my clothes. All that kind of stuff. And so after a while, it just kind of gets a little bit tiring, so you take the modern conveniences for granted if you live in the city and stuff. I think the worst is hand washing the clothes. That is a lot of work. I have to hand wash and hang dry, and especially in the winter, I can't leave them hanging outside. I have this big, huge operation inside with all these pipes, attached to the ceiling where I can put hangers and stuff, and then I have these big plastic trays underneath so the water doesn't drip all over the floor. It's just a big stink, a big mess, and it takes like 3 or 4 days for everything to dry out. So it's just not exactly my favorite thing to do. I think I'll cut a few more pieces, and I'll be done. used a ton of this stuff. Like the wood pile was pretty much all the way up high, chest high, all the way to about right here. So I've used like all of that just this last couple of months, or this winter or whatever. Crazy. I think there's maybe 3 years left. Maybe only 2 actually. Probably about two years worth, and then it's gone. Oh no, there's some fresh stuff there. I forgot about 3 years. Two and a half, probably. Crazy thing is, I'm pretty lean on using wood compared to most people, because like I said, I can tolerate the cold pretty well. My parents would use a lot more if they were living here. These are kind of short, so I'll just chop them. Yeah, it's good enough. I got kind of 1/2 of the firewood cabinet pretty full. The back side has been empty all winter because I don't really see the point of filling it up. I can just fill the front side and not have to bang my head reaching back in the back side. It just means I have to cut wood a little bit more often, but it's not that big of a deal. It's on wheels, so I could, roll it out and put wood on the back side without having to stoop down and crawl underneath. But it's just easier not to have to bother with it. Gotta work harder, not smarter. Smarter, not harder. All right, that's it, I think. Just clean up and in the stream. Wasn't really planning on doing this all day today. I knew I had to do it, and I kind of forgot. So I'm glad I remembered, because if I didn't do it now, I would have been like later tonight. I would have been, oh yeah, I have no firewood. So I was basically down to the last 2 or 3 pieces. So I would have been pretty cold tonight. Although I didn't really start much of a fire last night, and it didn't feel that cold compared to how it has been lately. I think I'm just kind of getting used to the cold. It's funny because like after the summer, we have pretty hot summers and pretty cold winters. So after the summer, it starts getting cold. I'm like, oh man, I can't handle this. But then by the end of the winter, it just feels normal. But I kind of go through that cycle every year where it's too hot, it's too cold, but then I just kind of get used to it. But yeah, it can get over 100 degrees here in the summer, so significant. All right, well, I guess I'm done for today. Sorry everybody that dropped by earlier and I wasn't talking to you. I know nobody's here anymore, but in case anybody watches this later, you'll see that I officially apologized. Of course, you wouldn't even know because I didn't have the chat app working, so the messages weren't appearing on screen either, so nobody that's watching would realize, unless you were the one chatting. And hopefully it didn't like cut out again. Whenever there's like a long silence, it always makes me wonder. There's a Kinshin on Beam. Howdy there. I'm about to end the stream, but thanks for saying hi at the last bit. Or stickers or whatever. I think that the emotes on Beam don't come through on the social stream plugin, unfortunately. All right. I guess I'm done. Let's just turn the stream off. I will see you all next time. Thanks for joining me today.